Walking Dead is back. Woo! And it's about goddamn time too. This is episode 9, Rock in the Road. Right, okay, prior to this episode, we see that Rick has finally had enough and it's time to assemble all the communities together, or at least try, to fight against the saviours. Now, what I'd like to talk about, first of all, is kind of the individual characters and how they all play together. What I noticed about this episode is kind of how stereotypical the characters have been portrayed in this episode. Let's say a couple of examples. Rosita. It's like Rosita is now the negative person in this group. I mean, I'm in love with Rosita. She's absolutely gorgeous. But every single line that she gives out in this episode is negative, 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 negative. In fact, the only time where her kind of character doesn't say anything negative is during the highway scene where they're dismantling all the explosives. It's almost like that Abraham came to life in her as he's clearly taught her these tactical things about explosives and how to, take them apart and this, that and the other. And don't get me wrong, that was awesome. What a brilliant moment for Rosita to shine. It's just a shame that no one is around to make her smile, because I'd like to see Rosita smile. What a lovely day that would be. Another example of the stereotypical characters, let's say, is Michonne. Throughout this episode, Michonne is kind of always being that angel on Rick's shoulder. Throughout the entire episode, it's like she's always there to support him. And she's always got a smile for him, or she's always going to be there to say, come on, let's do this, we can keep on going. And now, regarding these stereotypes, I loved it. It was almost like watching a really good play. Or even going back to the first season where everyone was a very stereotyped character. And I love it. And it just really kind of brought me back. It brought me back into that kind of zone. There's no more kind of, spending too long on a scene or anything like that. Throughout this entire episode, it was very, these characters are playing this part and this is what we need to do. And I loved it. It was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, regarding some of the mysteries that they attempted to put towards us in this episode, let's go back to the very first scene in the episode where Gabriel is, he's contemplating with his Bible, and then out of nowhere he goes into the pantry, he empties the pantry, sticks it all in a car, and he drives away. Now, obviously, there's this moment just as he drives away. I don't know if you noticed it. I certainly noticed it. But he closes the gates to Alexandria. He gets in the car, and obviously someone appears in the passenger seat with him. So from that moment, we know that Gabriel he's not deceiving the people of Alexandria. He's not deceiving Rick. He's clearly got an ulterior motive. I don't know, maybe someone threatened him, or maybe he's doing the godly thing to help another community persevere. That's what I thought when I first saw that moment. I mean, I never really liked the guy, but at least his character has become more respectable as he's gone along. From the first point that we see him, way back in whenever it was, season 4, season 5, I can't remember now. He was a blithering idiot, and we have seen him progress. We've seen him become a better man. So I can't think that he's doing something bad, to put it that way. He's clearly doing it out of God's work, and he's trying to... Maybe he's doing his own thing in regards to sealing an alliance with another community. Which brings me on to my next point. Obviously, in those moments where, towards the end, where the team have obviously discovered that Gabriel has taken everything from the pantry and he's done one, you've got Rosita and she's going negative, 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 negative. And then obviously Rick finds the message in the back of the Bible or the back of the notebook saying but. And obviously this is to do with Aaron and Nick's previous encounter with the boat island stroke thing with all the weapons and so on. And so they've gone out to find him, and then they discover this other community. Now, obviously at the end of that scene, Nick, have I been calling him Nick? Rick. What an idiot. Rick gets that big smile on his face, doesn't he? And I can only assume that he's got a big smile on his face for one of two reasons. First reason is there's some more people there for him to bring into the alliance. The second reason is Gabriel's already there. And this is the community that Gabriel has attempted to get an alliance with. But then again, maybe the smile is a culmination of both those things, and he knows exactly what Gabriel was up to. He knows that Gabriel is attempting to bring these people in, and Rick's like, more people, yeah, more people to sacrifice in the war. But yeah, I think that's how the reason behind all that is anyway. Now, the other thing I want to talk about as well is the Ezekiel, obviously the kingdom stuff. I mean, there's not a great deal to talk about. I mean, I didn't expect Ezekiel just to go, yep, Rick, I'm going to join your gang and we're going to sacrifice all these people. I didn't really expect anything else. What it kind of reminds me of is, you know, like in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, when Helm's Deep calls out for, help to a certain extent, and Gandalf turns up with the Rohirrim. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Gandalf's here, he's come to help us. Now, I can see that kind of happening. You can imagine like this kind of big battle happening, and they're getting their asses kicked, and then Ezekiel turns up with Richard and the whole posse of people from the kingdom. I want that to happen, you know, like the sun is rising and here comes Ezekiel with his tiger, you know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I think that's going to be awesome. You know, you can just imagine it. I can just like, oh, it's Gandalf. Now the big action scene in this, which was extremely well laid out, and I like the kind of how the saviours have set up this roadblock, obviously because they know this herd is coming. Now for me, it felt a bit out of place. I mean, obviously it gave them an opportunity to shine, and it gave the producers and the director to kind of think, yeah, let's get this big action scene in there. And also it gives the guys an opportunity to get in more arms. So they've got all this dynamite, they've got all these explosives. But I did feel like this action scene was completely unnecessary in the big picture of the episode. If it wasn't in there, I still would have enjoyed the episode a lot. However, it did give us that great moment where Rick and Michonne have obviously driving tandem and taking out all, several hundred walkers. That was awesome. That was really, really good. But like I say, it did feel a bit shoehorned in there. But like I say, it did give Rosita an opportunity not to be such a negative soul in this episode. It gave her an opportunity to shine and to follow the teachings of Abraham. Excuse me, I'm being blinded here. The sun is shining. But yeah, I mean, that's how I felt about this episode. I thought it was really, really good. It's a great way to start the second half of the season. I also like the fact that Negan wasn't in it, to be honest with you. I mean, I love Negan. He's got some great moments. Sometimes, his character's just kind of dragged on a bit, and, for this level of tension which I've felt before, so I don't need to be constantly reminded of it. But all in all, yeah, I love this episode. I love the way that everything's come together. I love the way it's directed. I love the kind of stage performance of it. I love the kind of ensemble, the ensemble attitude about the entire episode. There was no real target on one character. I like the fact that everyone was together. That really got me pumped for the second half of the season. So yeah, can't wait for next week. Bring it on. I've purposely not watched the trailer for next week. Purely because, like I say, I don't, when it comes to The Walking Dead, I don't want to think about the next episode too much. I just want to kind of absorb this episode all in its entirety. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to next week. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.